What's up, everybody? Tindo here, and with me I've got Planky Boots Hannah, and today we have been thrift shopping. Now, normally when we go thrift shopping, it's kind of like it's half off day at Goodwill, so we just go to a bunch of Goodwills, and it's a Goodwill experience, and sometimes we're just in a certain part of town, so we just kind of go to a cluster of thrift stores that are around each other. But today, we just kind of drove randomly and stopped at whatever thrift stores we could find, and it was kind of cool. It wasn't on purpose, but we came up with one Goodwill, one Savers, and one Deseret, which is my favorite thrift store. And we got some pretty good stuff, so check this out.
Today's thrifting adventure starts with what any thrifting adventure should start with, a good old faithful Goodwill. And I went straight into this Goodwill and straight to the lockbox. And there are some games in here, but nothing I'm terribly interested in. A surprising amount of Xbox One stuff. But what really caught my eye were these N64 games. And I was going to go ahead and look at them and check the prices on them, but the store was kind of busy at this moment. But we'll come back to that in a minute when we can get an employee's attention. But in the meantime, let's go check the regular games section. Here's an Xbox 360 Connect game that I don't have. Here's a game called Jericho that I know nothing about, but it's definitely one that I don't have. So just for a few bucks, I'll probably go ahead and buy it. But everything else that was here, save maybe this South Park game, was pretty much just nonsense or stuff that I already have, or PC games. A lot of PC games here today, but that's stuff I'm not currently trying to collect. I don't have a lot of interest in PC games. It's kind of one thing I'm all right with at this point, being that all the games I have on PC are digital, so I'm not worried about that. I finally got someone's attention and got let into this lockbox. And not only were these two N64 games on top, but there was one N64 game down at the bottom of the lockbox. So I got to look at all these, and they were all reasonably priced. They were all pretty much priced for what you would pay for them at the game store. So I'm not really going to jump on those. There's a big bag of Disney Infinity and a couple Skylanders here. There were a few in there I didn't have, but the price tag was up there. It was way, way more than I was willing to pay. I'm quite used to paying next to nothing for those, $1 or so. Now, since we're striking out on video games, let's go ahead and go to the electronics and look around. There was a GameStop Xbox 360 controller and a DJ Hero pad and some Guitar Hero guitars, but this is all stuff that I'm not interested in at all. But you got to check, because you never know what little bauble will be rolling around on the electronic shelves back here. I often find PlayStation 2 memory cards and things of that nature just sitting back here, so there is nothing there. So let's move on to the toys. I have a really good friend back home who is in dire need of some bolstering for his Star Wars collection. So anything Star Wars toys related that I see at the Goodwill, I'm going to eyeball and see if it kind of fits the requirements for what he's looking for. And if I don't know, I'll take a picture of it and send it to him. We got to get that kid some more Star Wars toys. But that's not happening today. There's nothing here that he needed. So let's move on to the next stop of the day, a Savers. And man, I need to go to Savers today now that I'm seeing this. You see that Halloween sign in the top there? Today's the day after Halloween, so I maybe should go by and see how discounted some of their costume stuff is. All these Savers in town, for some reason, were selling these really, really nice Halo helmets. And I thought a nice Halo helmet would be nice for my game room shelf. So I might actually go straight to this Savers after this episode is done. But for now, let's see if they have any video games that I need. Here is a PlayStation 2 copy of Robots. I'll definitely buy that. That's a game I have not picked up yet. And there's some other stuff I'm going to have to look up, like this Wii title. I'm not sure if I have it or not. Well, turns out it doesn't matter because the disc is gone. And here's another one I would have bought, but the disc was gone. But I am at least going to buy the Robots game. I'm going to look through all this loose stuff just to make sure there's nothing perhaps rare or nothing that I don't have complete that I could complete. But it's really just a bunch of stuff that I already have. A lot of sports games, pretty much all sports games, and a couple Wii titles. Nothing great. Then some PC games. But it's kind of funny that there's so many loose games here. I already have that PlayStation 1 snowboarding game, but I don't have this Razor Racing game. So I'll be buying that as well. Now let's take a look down here at the magazines. This was kind of funny. Just yesterday, somebody shared a photo on the Discord of a fat stack of Game Informer magazines they had bought at the thrift, and they credited me for their new obsession with gaming magazines. And I thought that was hilarious, and that was actually the only reason I thought to stop and look at these magazines because I just haven't bought a lot of them lately because they haven't been showing up. But thanks to that guy for reminding me, because I've only got like 30 Game Informer magazines in my collection. We got to find some more of those. But I didn't find much else at the store. This case was kind of interesting. I just made sure it wasn't configured in any way that I could use it for something else, but it's just meant to have cans of paint in it. So nothing there. The only other thing in the store whatsoever that caught my eye was this lamp, and that's because we are currently reselling furniture now that it's wintertime and it's just a nice normal temperature here. It stays a nice cool 70 and not 120 degrees like it does in the summer, so we kind of buy furniture and haul it around and take it to our storage unit and sell it. And we've sold these lamps quite a few times for upwards of $80 to $100, but this one had a price tag on it that was too high, so we passed up on it and headed on to the last stop of the day, which is a Deseret Industries, my favorite thrift store. I've made no secret about this. And I went straight for the lock boxes, and there was some games in here and there was some stuff, but there was also a guy standing here waiting to be let into the lock boxes himself, and he really started sweating, it seemed like, when I came up and looked at it, because there's a computer in there he wanted to buy, but he didn't know your boy was only here for the video games. So I went on and let him have whatever he was getting. I'll go check the regular games, and then I'll come back and make sure there's nothing in there that I need. This place is always chock full of video games, and today's no different. There's about 3 shelves full, and sometimes there's only 1, and it's still a lot of stuff. So 3, that's a lot to go through. Hopefully I'll find something here today that I don't have. And here's a good start. This Corvette game is one that I don't have. I do have a different Corvette game for the PlayStation 2, but that one is recognizably different. So I'll go ahead and buy that. Ultimate Alliance for the PlayStation 2, I already have a couple copies of that, and that one's missing its manual. I do already have this Scooby-Doo game, but I didn't know if I had it in the greatest hits. But it doesn't matter because it had Grand Theft Auto in it, which is kind of funny. There's a couple sports GameCube games here I'm going to grab, and then a Star Wars GameCube game that I'm definitely going to grab. And Lord of the Rings, I've already got that. Some of these I'm just having a hard time remember, which is why I kind of sit here and stare at them real hard thinking, do I have this? Do I not? I've got a checklist that I check once I go through all the games. But right now, I'm just kind of off the top of my head going, what is it? How does this look? Do I have this? I had to look this one up too, this Men of Valor. I already had a couple of copies of that. So let's keep moving. I dug through so much of this stuff for so long before I finally came across a sports title for the PSP. It's cheap enough. I'll go ahead and grab that. But these discs here, or there's a few music CDs in here mixed in with some PC games. I tried real hard to make sure there weren't any PlayStation 1 games. And then there was some strange game here that I already have, but this was a sealed copy. But I don't know if I'll buy it. I'm going to hold on to it and think about it. A couple Kinect games. I'm just going wild right now because there's just so much to look at. But there really is a surprising amount of this stuff that I already have, is what I'm finding out. This is really getting to the point where I have the shovelware, I have the nonsense games, I have the terrible Wii games, which is the stuff, obviously, that shows up the most at the thrift store. So my job is getting harder. The more and more time goes, the more and more of these thrifting episodes that I make, my job's getting just a little bit harder, which means it takes a little bit more time to do this, which I'm not complaining about. I always knew that when I really got into this, that, this would be an evolution. I'll get better at this. I'll have different strategies as time goes by. It's really getting to that point where the spreadsheet that I've created to keep up with my games is no longer really working. I'm going to have to give in and switch to one of those apps that I have on my phone that scans games, and you can keep your own little database and scan them via the barcode, because I'm just not going to be able to remember so many games anymore. So I'll have to scan them and let the app tell me whether or not I have them. But that's such a big, big endeavor because I already have about 1,300 games, and I'm going to have to go all back through them one by one and scan them into the app and also take notes on all the games. I don't know. Maybe that'll be something fun we could do on a live stream. Does that sound interesting? Would you like to watch old Tindo scan about 1,300 barcodes? Comment below. Let me know. Maybe we'll do it. It's, we do crazy stuff around here. Why not? Let's do it.
All right, guys, we are back in the game room, and I got a medium stack of games. I wouldn't say it's small. I don't know. It's pretty near small, but I'm not complaining. Some days I come home with 200 games, and sometimes I come home with 10. It's all good, because these shelves are filling up way faster than I can buy shelves, so no complaints here. Well, that does sound like I'm complaining, but it's okay. The more video games that I get, the more my power grows. But let's talk about what Hannah got first, because she got some stuff too. Actually, she got a couple finds that, I don't know, she might have find of the day, I think. But we'll see. Show us what you got.
I got half shoes, half clothes. So,
Literally?
yeah, pretty excited about it. I'll start with, they were all from Savers. Ironically, we just went to 3 and I found all my loot at Savers. But I got this overall dress.
I don't see any irony in that.
Well, coincidental, I guess. I thought it'd be cute with like even the shirt I'm wearing. Just, you know, a little dress on top of a sweater or something.
So this is for you?
No, it doesn't fit me. But
Oh. You were talking like it was for you. Like you were talking like you had plans.
I do, for whoever buys it. Then I got some super vintage shoes.
When that S just came out of your mouth, when you said I was certain you were going to say something else.
So
I guess they're not really tall enough to be stripper boots.
No.
Did that ever cross your mind?
I was going to say slutty boots, but same, no.
They are pretty. I do like them.
They are really pretty. They're like
I mean,
see-through.
if you're super into ankle, you're going to like this.
Yeah, they're like see-through. What?
You know,
Like an ankle fetish?
some people like ankles. Let's go.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Lacy boots. They're see-through. There's some like tie-up situations. And this is bad.
Okay, move on. We've got more things. All she can think now is these do look like stripper boots. Actually, yeah, I've never been to a strip club. I mean, the only strippers I've ever seen are in movies. So, yeah, I stand by that. Stripper boots. Movie stripper boots, though. I don't know what real strippers wear.
They're like vintage stripper boots.
I was almost about to say comment below if you know what real strippers wear, but don't.
No.
Just don't.
Staple find. Some 90s Skechers. These are really in style right now. I wouldn't wear them, but somebody else will pay a lot of money for them. So.
You know, I keep making this joke when you pull up a pair of jeans that are called Rockies and say, oh, another staple. And because there are just like 2 or 3 things that you find so much of. And some of you that just watch casually, you may not have heard this. Most of you will have. We sell clothing. That's how we pay for a lot of these adventures. And it's just getting to the point where, like, you either have a pair of Skechers or you have a pair of Rockies. And it's probably for people who don't pay enough attention like I do. Just will kind of go, have I already seen this? That girl just said Skechers. I've already seen this. Don't hit the next button. You haven't seen this yet. This is brand new.
Yeah, so anytime I find these, I'm pretty excited about it because these, you know, they're a good pickup.
They haven't been worn by strippers. It's fine. There's nothing wrong if strippers have worn your shoes.
It's okay. Strippers are friendly.
Are they?
I imagine so. They have to be to make money. These are probably my grail piece. Some 90s Tommy cargo pants. They got the little Tommy hammer strap. That's what it's called. The hammer strap with the Tommy logo on it. These are biggins.
Those are huge. How big are they?
Will they fit Dallas?
No, they're 42s.
Yeah, they're the same size as the ones.
The last time we did this, they were like 46s last time, weren't they?
No, they were 42s.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Boo. I'm determined to find a pair of Tommy jeans that Dallas fits in.
Is that everything you got?
That's the last piece, yeah.
All right, those Tommies are pretty cool. Those Tommies might top everything that I got. I don't know, though. I guess you guys can be the judge. It's not a competition, but it is, but it's not. Tiger Woods 07 for the PSP. I have not been buying a lot of the sports titles that I come across for PSP. I mean, it's not really something that I'm fancying a whole collection for as much as like I am the PlayStation 2. But I do like PSP, and I don't have very many PSP games on the shelf. Matter of fact, my whole roll of PSP UMD discs and games are one shelf, which means I have 50. And way more of them are movies than they are games. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the super cheap sports ones when I come across them. Next up is NASCAR Heat for the PlayStation. I got 2 PlayStation games today, which is pretty awesome. The second being Razor Racing. Does anybody else remember that hashtag 2001 scooter gang life that we all lived when we all across America woke up on Christmas and there was a Razor scooter underneath the Christmas tree?
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do mad tricks.
I remember.
I didn't do mad tricks.
Oh, we broke bones. Minute to Win It. It's a Connect game for the 360. It's one that I keep seeing not complete, and I'm not going to spend a lot on it, so I found it cheap enough today that I bought it. And then this is one you guys might have to let me know if I should play or not. It looks very interesting, but it's a game I'm not familiar with whatsoever. It's called Clive Barker's Jericho. There's a lot going on there. Pretty great. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Robots. Does anybody remember? I remember. And then The Sims 2. But the greatest hits for PlayStation 2. I already had the regular one, but now I've got the greatest hits one. I finally had the greatest hits one. I keep finding it without its manual, but today we got it. Hummer Badlands. Pretty generic for the PlayStation 2. Sprint Cars Road to Knoxville. I'm assuming Tennessee. And then I didn't know there was more than one Corvette game for the PlayStation 2. I keep finding the same Corvette PlayStation 2 game. And of course I've already got a copy of it. But I have not seen this one until today. Corvette Evolution. And then last, I got 2 GameCube games today, which is awesome because I was just telling somebody over on our community Discord. They asked me, Nintendo, what is the console that you would like to have a complete collection for the most? And I said, GameCube. I would really like to have that complete GameCube collection. And so it's always nice to get stuff out of the way, even when it's sports. NCAA, football, 2003. And I was really surprised I didn't have this. But there's already so many Star Wars games, and then there's so many more Lego ones, etc., etc. I did not have this particular Star Wars Lego game. It's Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. That's really kind of a confusing naming scheme when you really think about it. But that's it. So let's talk about our favorite things that we got today. My favorite probably had to be just, I don't know, either 2 GameCube games or 2 PlayStation games. Because it's right here. PlayStation 1 is another one of my favorites, so I kind of keep it close here off screen. And I want to fill this whole shelf up, and I'm about 2.5 little cubby holes there away from filling it all with PlayStation 1 games. But very happy to get my hands on those. What was your favorite thing you got?
I mean, I definitely like finding some Tommy jeans.
If you don't say stripper boots right now, you're fired.
They might actually be my favorite because they are really unique. They're just not something you typically find. I mean, I find a lot of Tommy jeans and I find a lot of Skechers shoes, but like this caught my eye. These are pretty.
Well, everything you got today was interesting. So you win. Hannah wins, which is good because you guys may or may not have caught our Halloween episode yesterday, which if you haven't watched it, I hope you'll go back and watch it because it was a heckin' good time. And Hannah lost a lot on there. She did a lot of losing. Right here, open your mouth. So, it's good. You made up for it today. Do you feel better about yourself?
The one time I did win, it was a tie, so, I mean, I guess, yeah, this does make up for that.
You couldn't even lose good, is what you're saying.
No.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I mentioned the community Discord that we have. We're over there chatting about video games. We're over there chatting about today's videos. Whenever I post a video, people usually have questions or want to tell me that I missed something, anything like that. Definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the video. But then go over to the Discord. Discuss a little further. Discuss it a little further than YouTube really allows. Right? And thank you so much for watching, guys. Also, we are streaming regularly now. We had a little Halloween stream. Lots of you guys stopped by. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. It was a good time. Thanks for coming by and telling me what candy you were eating for Halloween. People came by and told me what video games they were playing for Halloween. A lot of people are playing Luigi's Mansion because it just came out today. And I wouldn't have known that had we not streamed and everybody come by and tell me how it was. So, go follow us over on Twitch. Come hang out when we do go live. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Here on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that next time we post a video like this, you'll get a notification and you can come back and hang out with us then and talk about stripper boots. Until then, guys, peace out.